Hi, and welcome to Coach's Corner, where systems matter and both personal and professional learning and development is beneficial for everyone and essential for some. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Let's get started.
How does entrepreneurship help the economy?
Well, I mean, we went through that on the last one. I'd say, timestamp, whatever that was, but it means we don't know how people will listen to this and when and how, all that. It's amazing. So when I was teaching, they'd say, oh, small business is the lifeblood of America. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, now that I've had several small businesses, or medium or larger, anywhere in between, all business helps. And so what I like to say is it helps the internals, which would be like your employees. Yep. And then it would help what I would call the internal externals, which would be like self-employed independent contractors or, different people like that. Then it would help what I would call the external internals, which I would classify as your CPAs and and all that. And then you have the external externals, which means, does the $5 that I pay Joe when he goes to Burger King, does that help the whole? Absolutely. Right. And that's not even counting the people we're helping, our clients, or what I call other parts of it. So I have employees, freelancers, internet, all that. I call them all POIs. It's like I used to call all the adults I'd work with, they were my kids. Right. Like all of them. They're like, well, how many kids you got? I'm like, 37,243,000. They're like, geez, man. Like, when I used to tell them, like, oh, well, my kid. I get up to 10 kids. Like, how many kids do you have? I'm like, what do you mean? Right. Like, biologically? Or? Right. Yeah, I'm like, come on. But I think that, can you ask me the tail end of that again?
How they help the economy.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think it's a crazy, if you really stop and think about it, it's almost infinity and beyond, as a Toy Story guy would say. Yeah.
How do you find a mentor during COVID times?
Same way you'd find a mentor in any times, COVID or not. I mean, right? Actually, I think in a lot of ways it's easier now because, people are realizing, wait, what do you mean? I don't have to drive 30 minutes. I can just, I can get more done, right? But yeah, I think it's just about asking. And I like the deck of cards that I talked about earlier, that it's, find face cards. Don't go get mentored by a two of spades. Don't do that, or a two of clubs, or two of hearts, or two of diamonds. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. Go find somebody that's a face card and try to get the highest face card that you can. Learn as much from them as you can. So, as an example, my first year, my second or third year coaching. But my first year coaching where there was somebody that could help me, meaning I was coaching the frost off and this person was coaching the varsity. Mm-hmm. I learned everything I needed to learn from them in half a year. There was nothing else they could teach me. Little grasshopper became big grasshopper. Yeah. So then, I stayed with him for a couple more years. And then I was starting to get ready to talk bad about him. Yeah. And I don't play that. So I said, well, then you need to leave. So I quit. Because I was like, because I saw... he had some really talented kids, and they could have went deep into the Valley and the state playoffs, and they weren't there because of him, in my opinion. He had a good system. He was a good guy, but there was tweaks and adjustments. He was highly successful. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he could, instead of winning 3 Valley championships, he could have won 33. Yeah. Because that was the kind of talent. And so then you move on from there. But I think in the end, just there's ways to do this. And there's ways to do. You just have to go out and search out that, the question, the answer, find the person, ask. You're going to get a lot of people that are too busy, or it's not enough, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you're going to find somebody who's going to say yes and help.
With the final 3 questions.
Wow, that seems quicker. I can't feel my left side of my leg, so stupidest chairs ever.
Would Steve Jobs have been as successful or more successful if he was nice?
Man, I hate that question. I don't know. Listen, I'm the wrong guy to ask that. So I listen to the message, not the delivery of the message. Mm-hmm. And I've been able to do that all the way through. Now, that being said, not many people deliver in a negative way to me because I'm going to set them straight, right? Like, I'm like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you ain't talking to me like that.
Right.
I'm like, you want to step out and have some tea time, baby? You know, so that's a tough question for me. First of all, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Second of all, what I've heard from him, he was a donkey, but he was a genius donkey. You know, can you get more bees with honey? Probably. But I think it's a style thing. I'm an intense, in-your-face kind of guy, and I've had an extreme amount of great success. My mom is not like that, and she's had an extreme amount of success.
Right.
So I'm not going to hold somebody's style against them, but that's me.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, they would rather, you know, have my mom lead them. It's a little easier. It's not as intense, whatever. Other people know that I'm going to squeeze every blood. I don't believe in waste.
Yeah.
So I'm going to squeeze every drop out of you. Stuff that I'm going to take you places that you probably didn't know you could go. Yeah. Right? And then there's everywhere in between. So I hate the question, but I totally understand it. But I think it's self-awareness. And I would never in a million years say, you know, unless it's extremely negative, you know, you've been successful, and if your style was, you know, not Bobby Knight's throwing the chair across the deal, well, that's what worked for Bobby Knight. I read 3 of his books when I was coaching, and I didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
I never threw chairs, though.
Oh.
Crickets.
We'll move on to the next question.
Crickets.
How do you help your child become an entrepreneur?
Well, first of all, you know, it's like Alcoholics Anonymous. The first step is awareness, right? Hi, I'm Brett. I'm an alcoholic, right? I'm sorry, I'm Coach. I'm an alcoholic. So first of all, do they want to be that? So as a sports guy my whole life, especially as a coach and teacher, but even in businesses, you know, I consult for mom and pop stores or different things, and they're like trying to push their kid to be something that they don't want to be. First of all, let's start with that, right? And then the second part was specifically,
how do you help your child become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so if they want to, right? It's like anything else, right? Help them to set their mind, right? Help them to find structures and systems so that they can practice on how to be great at that, right? And then make sure that they're that person, because they may say they want it. You know, you went through that a little bit. You're like, yeah, I really want this, but I also want to go to the prom. Well, like I've said a million times, you can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want. And so you are willing to sacrifice them, but that doesn't mean it was necessarily fun. Right? And so I think find out, is that what they really want? And if they really want it, put them in positions to practice that. And if you can do it in a disguised way, like disguised learning, it's even better. So if I knew you were going to want to be a decathlete, I would have had you running, jumping over stuff, and getting upside down on the trampoline, you know, because that would have been pole vault. That's disguised learning. That would have been hurdles. Disguised learning. Run to that tree as fast as you can and see if you can see that bug I saw. You know, you're as a little kid, you're running 400, right? Your favorite. You know, so I think that disguised learning is the best. You mean how young they are, but find out and then put them in a place to practice those things over and over and over again. And I'll say one other thing, you know, and I've said this too with the surgeon. Do you want the surgeon that has 1,000 hours or the one that has 10,000? And that's why I tell people, you want me. If you can get to me, which is not easy, you want me. Why? Because I've been doing this since I'm 4, right? And probably younger, probably 2 informally. 4, I actually started to formalize some of these things. And by the time I'm 52, you know, next year I'll say, by the time I'm 75, I mean, I've done this quite a bit. So probably you want me because I could probably get you through almost anything because I've been doing it a whole long time, both informally and now extremely formally and tight.
With the final question, should all small business owners be considered entrepreneurs?
You know, I don't know. I hate that question too because it depends how you define it. So technically speaking, are all business owners entrepreneurs? Probably not. Are all entrepreneurs destined to be business owners? Probably not. Right? So, I mean, in the end, depending on how you define that, because what's the exact question?
Should all small business owners be considered entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I don't love the definition, but it's not so far off to where I'd be like, There's no way.
Right.
Because they kind of go hand in glove or shoe and foot together, or, chicken egg, cart horse. I knew you were going to say that,
Yep.
and I couldn't get to it because my hand's on my mouth. I'm like, dang it, he got to it before I did. That's the first time he's ever beaten anything, ever.
Well, so I'm sorry that he lied to you in this video.
I don't lie, I fabricate the truth. I fabricate the truth and I embellish.
There you go.
Right? I would never lie and say I caught a fish if I didn't.
Yeah.
But if it was a 12-inch fish, I might make it 15 inches. Might.
So we close up entrepreneur questions from Cora. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we go into the bonus questions?
No, I hope this stuff helps. I hope the format that we do it, I could sit here and talk about this stuff. I could read the questions myself. I know eventually we'll, as we build our tribe in this arena, we'll do live stuff, which will be really cool, because then I really like answering questions right there, especially if I can see them face to face, because I can read their body language and am I getting through, am I not? But I think even on Zoom or different things like that, I might be able to do some of that.
Right.
So that'll be cool. But no, I just hope we're helping, and I hope people are finding it well for them. And again, if you have something, as I said in part 1 of this kind of Quora series, that would help to sexy up systems, please let me know, or different things of that nature, because I'm into speed and I'd like to get this out to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. So we've got our little things we're trying to do, but if somebody may come up with something amazing, yeah, I'm trying to help everybody and somebody helps me. I'm into that kind of stuff.
All right, so starting with bonus questions, number 1. Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
I'm not even going to answer that. I can get, dude.
Or what if you were 15?
I don't care. I don't care. Now, I will say that looks, as far as like my size, because what I wanted to be is the best athlete ever, and I had a lot of athleticism, as we've talked about. Man, that'd be tough.
Yeah, if you can customize your looks.
Yeah, well, that wasn't my looks. Like I think of my looks, but you mean size? Everything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna still say no, because I think that in the end it would have helped me, and potentially by helping me, if I had to become famous and different things, maybe I could help more people than just little Coach Little Z23. But I'm gonna still say no, because somewhere along the line, LeBron or somebody's gonna say, hey, this guy can help a bunch of people. Let me team up with him to help get the word out. So in the end, I have all that going, plus whatever. And I'm not saying I'm super intelligent, but I might be, IQ over 82, which I think 80 is the fetal position.
I think you're crazy, but that's fine.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If you could be 6'9", 250 and run like a gazelle to build the money, and then, like you said, passion, you can turn in how you make money into your passion.
Yeah, no. What do you mean? I'm already around 6'9". About. Did you say 250? I got the 250 now.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Sometime in the next 8 months, it'll be 250 point nothing.
Yeah. What is the most daring thing you've ever done? Daring, I mean like.
Yeah, like doing a gainer off of it. I didn't do any of that stuff. I don't think this is what you're asking, and I'm not admitting to this, but I had a friend that it was him and 2 of his buddies who got into it with 9 people, and we won. We were just sipping tea and stuff. That was pretty daring. I mean, we were pretty ballsy to take on 9 people and stuff. But I wasn't a very big risk taker in that way, because back in the day where we were at, we had a big sump, and dirt and stuff. And so we could either walk around to get to our house, or we could jump this guy's fence. So we had like 30 or 40 kids. We would all jump the fence, and only one person would get caught, me. So I learned early on, I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. I'm, smart. Yeah. So who cares? Well, I guess if I was 6'9", I could have punched the guy out. Oh. I could have sipped tea with him.
You've been the first one over.
Yeah. Well, no, I was already the first one over, but yeah. Well, no, not really, because I had morals to me. So I was like, man, I'm not going to, I could outrun the guy. I was quick, but I'm just like, But yes, you're right. We should have done it. I know. I'm very moralistic and followed rules and regulations. Other than,
Just like me.
yeah, crickets, crickets.
Ooh, how many pairs of shoes do you own?
So normally I would say I own 2 pairs. Right now with the pandemic, I had bought. So I'm real weird. So I found these shoes that I really liked, and so they were like $30.
Yeah.
Pumas, I like. Be different. Sorry Nike, I know I have one on, but and so I bought like 3 different colors of the exact same shoe. And so I think currently right now I have a brown and a black dress-up shoe, which and then I have my walking shoes or workout shoes, and then I think I have 2 others. So I think I guess total 5.
And then your slippers.
Oh yeah, I got my slippers, and I have my what are those other things called? The moccasins. Yeah, I got my moccasins. I like my I wear my slippers most of the time, right around the house and stuff. But yeah, but actual shoes, I think around 5. And that's probably 3 more than I usually have. Well, including the dress-up shoes that I never wear except for funerals and stuff.
Aside from necessity, water, showers, food, stuff like that.
Talking to you.
Yes. What is one thing you can't go without in a day?
Yeah. Let me see if that'll stand up. Carmex. I can't go 4 seconds.
They say bang, but that's true.
Yeah. Well, I didn't start the banging until later down the road. So I could do without that, no problem. Yeah, thank you, Nick Avalos, for getting me started on those stupid energy drinks. Yeah, because I never did caffeine or anything.
Right.
And then he hands me that thing, and I like pina colada, and I'm like, you idiot. Another endorsement. Man, I'm expecting something. Some somethings.
For the final question, what would you sing for karaoke?
I don't know, probably a Rocky song, but not what I would sing, but the funniest thing I've ever seen in karaoke. So I had 2 of my buddies, and they go out, and one was a black dude, one was a white guy, and so we're all out, and they put up Ebony and Ivory. I think, I don't know if that was a Michael Jackson song or whatever, but kind of the black and white or whatever. Dude, we were, dying laughing. It was just, and the way they did it, everything about it was just so perfect.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know, I'd probably sing some Rocky song. Yeah, I'd do something stupid. I probably wouldn't do it, period, but that was the funniest karaoke thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it was just, just struck there's about 30 of us there. It struck us really funny.
Yeah.
Because just the way they did it and the way they played off each other was hilarious.
If you need to contact Brett or Coach, please do so on his social media accounts, email, and or text. You can find that information in the description below. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Thanks, and we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, no doubt. Peace.